Hello children, today we will discuss the first chapter, that is nutrition in plants. So before going in depth with this topic, let us understand some of the basic concepts related with the nutrition, nutrients. So let us understand this, then we will go depth about the nutrition in plants. So let us see the objectives of this chapter. So by the end of this chapter, you should be able to define nutrition or the definition of the nutrition, then describe the autotrophic mode of nutrition. You should be able to define the autotrophic mode of nutrition, then explain the process of photosynthesis, the process of photosynthesis and the chemical equation. Describe the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and its types. So these are the objectives of the first chapter, that is nutrition in plants. As you all know that living organisms need energy to do work. For example, whenever you want to walk from one place to another place, or when you want to jump, or when you want to write your homework, you require energy. You know that all the living organisms need energy to do certain work. How do the organisms gain energy? The question arises. So, the energy is gained by the consumption of your food. So with the help of the food, living organisms gain energy. So the food is needed for the living organisms to do various activities. The first one is it gives energy to the body. It gives energy to the body. Second one is it helps in repairing the damaged tissues of the body. So the food, it gives energy to the body. Second one, it helps in repairing the damaged tissues of the body. And third one is it provides nutrients. It provides nutrients. So nutrients are the various components present in the food. So there are various nutrients like carbohydrates, vitamins, fats, proteins, etc. So the various components in the food, we call them as nutrients. The nutrients are the carbohydrates, vitamins, fats, proteins. So the nutrients, because of the food, the body gains the nutrients. So let us see the definition of nutrition. So what exactly is nutrition? Nutrition is nothing but it is a process of nutrition. It is a process performed by all the living organisms Nutrition is a process performed by all the living organisms, so that it is a process of taking in food and its utilization by the body. So let us understand the definition of nutrition. Nutrition is nothing but the process of taking food by an organism, by a living organism, the process of taking food by a living organism and its utilization by the body. You are clear with the definition. So let me explain clearly. So nutrition is nothing but the process of taking in food by the living organism and its utilization by the body. So whenever you take the food gets digested with the help of the digestive juices. So once the food gets digested, it starts releasing the energy to the body. So that's why the living organisms gain energy. So you are clear? Nutrition, it is the process of taking food by a living organism and its utilization by the body. Utilization in the terms of energy. Energy utilization. Energy is gained back to the body. So this is the definition of nutrition. So all the living organisms show two modes of nutrition. So two modes or the two types. All the living organisms show two modes of nutrition. So the first one is autotrophic. So the first type is your autotrophic nutrition and your second type is heterotrophic. Second type is the heterotrophic nutrition. So all the living organisms in the world, they show two kinds of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition as well as heterotrophic nutrition. So we will understand what exactly is autotrophic nutrition, which are the living organisms which shows the autotrophic nutrition, and which are the organisms they show the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So let us understand one by one in detail. So first we will understand the autotrophic mode of nutrition. So the first type, autotrophic mode of nutrition. So see children, auto means self, trophism or trophic means feed. So the word autotrophic or autotrophism means, auto means self and trophism means feeding. The living organisms which feeds by themselves or self-feeding. Self means by themselves. The living organisms which feeds by themselves, we call them as autotrophs. We call them as autotrophs. Autotrophs are the living organisms which feeds by themselves. Those organisms prepare their own food. They prepare their own food and survive. So those organisms we call them as autotrophs, and the mode of nutrition obeyed by those autotrophs we call it as autotrophic nutrition. You are clear with this? First mode of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophism. Autotrophic means, auto means self, trophism means feeding. So the organisms which feeds by themselves, by prepare their food by themselves, we call them as autotrophs, and the mode of nutrition is termed as autotrophic nutrition. So the best example for your autotrophic mode of nutrition is your green plants. So you might have studied in your lower class that the green plants prepare their own food. So the green plants are the best example for your autotrophic kind of nutrition. So the green plants prepare their own food. So this process of preparing the green food by the green plants, we call it as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is nothing but the process of preparation of the food by the green plants. So that process we call it as photosynthesis. So let us understand how the photosynthesis occurs, and let us understand the chemical equation which is related to the photosynthesis. So let us understand the concept of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process of preparation of food in the green plants by themselves. So that's why we call green plants as autotrophs. So let us understand in depth about the photosynthesis. The word photosynthesis means, photo means light, synthesis means combination. The word photosynthesis, photo means light and synthesis means combination. So what are going to be combined under the light? So there are non-simple molecules like carbon dioxide, water. These are going to be combined. The non-living components like water as well as carbon dioxide, these are going to be combined under the sunlight. The process of combination of non-living components like carbon dioxide, water under the sunlight as well as chlorophyll. So here in the diagram you can see the green plants so absorb the water and minerals from the roots. Whatever the water and the mineral salts it is absorbed. So with the help of the sunlight, photo, that is the sunlight, and with the help of the chlorophyll and carbon dioxide, so the food gets prepared in the green plants. So let us write the chemical equation and let us understand the chemical equation for photosynthesis. The chemical equation can be written as carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide can be symbolically represented as CO2. Carbon dioxide, it combines with water. Water can be represented symbolically as H2O. H2O. Carbon dioxide combines with water. So these are the non-living components. We have already told in the definition that the combination of non-living components like carbon dioxide, water in the presence of sunlight. Photo means light, we have already told. In the presence of sunlight as well as chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green pigment present in the green leaves. So in the leaves it is present, chlorophyll. So it gives green color to the plant. Under the sunlight and chlorophyll, the plants prepare their food and it is stored in the form of glucose. Plants prepare their food with the help of non-living components like carbon dioxide, water. Under sunlight and chlorophyll, food gets stored in the form of glucose and oxygen, which can be represented symbolically as O2. It is going to be liberated to the atmosphere. So the chemical equation for photosynthesis is as follows. Carbon dioxide, water, they start combining together under sunlight and chlorophyll. The food gets prepared and it is stored in the form of glucose, and this oxygen is liberated to the atmosphere. How the plants are going to absorb this carbon dioxide? The gas from burning of the fossil fuels, or from the automobiles, whatever the gas or the CO2 or the carbon dioxide which is left by burning of the fuels or automobiles, this carbon dioxide is going to be absorbed by the green plants, and this oxygen is going to be liberated to the atmosphere. What is the use of this O2 or oxygen? This oxygen is going to be absorbed or inhaled by all the living organisms. So we all need oxygen to breathe. So whatever the oxygen is left over by the process of photosynthesis, that oxygen only inhaled by all the living organisms to survive. You are clear with the chemical equation of photosynthesis? So let us understand it diagrammatically. So whatever the water we pour to the plants, there are structures or the roots. The roots are present in the ground. So these roots, they contain, so for example if root is there, so they have hair-like structures. So hair-like structures in your roots. So these hair-like structures, it helps in absorption of water as well as minerals. So root and root hairs, they helps in the absorption of water and minerals. So when you want to grow a plant, suppose if you buy a plant from the nursery, you might have seen that plant will be stored in the plastic bag with mud in it. The main reason is that these root as well as the root hairs should not get disturbed. If these get disturbed or if they cut, so the plant will not grow. The main role of root and root hairs, so it helps in absorption of water and minerals. The main reason is that whenever you plant a plant, so there should be a presence of root as well as root hair. If they get destroyed or disturbed, the plant will not grow or survive. So the root, it absorbs, root and the root hair, it absorbs the water. The water is, because of the suction pull, it is drawn upwards. So it travels to the upward direction. So with the help of the sunlight, the plants uses this water and the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is trapped by the leaves. So how the leaves are going to trap the carbon dioxide or the gases? So there are various structures. So there are various structures in the leaf which helps in absorption of the gases. So let us understand one by one. First one is chloroplast. Chloroplasts are the structures that are present in your leaves, so which helps in, it traps the energy. So chloroplasts are the structures which helps in trapping the sunlight. Whatever the sunlight is falling on the plant or the tree, the trapping of the energy is done with the help of the chloroplast. Chloroplasts are the structures present in your leaves so that it traps the energy. Chloroplast contain a pigment. It consists of a pigment. We call it as chlorophyll. Chloroplast contains a pigment. We call it as chlorophyll. It gives green color to the plants. So you might have observed maximum of the plants, they are green in color. So they are green in color because of the presence of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a pigment which is present in your chloroplast. The role of your chloroplast is to trap the energy. Whatever the energy is from the sunlight, it is going to be trapped by the chloroplast. The first structure is chloroplast. You are clear with this? First structure, chloroplast. Second one, stomata. Second one, stomata. So stomata are the structures present underneath of your leaves. So you might have seen, whenever if you see the back side of the leaves, you can see n number of pores, small pores present underneath of your leaves. So these pores, we call them as stomata. Clear? So stomata, these pores are called stomata. So what is the role of stomata in photosynthesis? Stomata, it helps in exchange of gases. Stomata helps in exchange of the gases. So which are the gases going to be exchanged? So we already seen that carbon dioxide as well as oxygen. Carbon dioxide is absorbed by the plants and they release out oxygen to the atmosphere. So this stomata, they are the small pore-like structures present underneath of your leaves which helps in exchange of the gases. So which are the gases? Carbon dioxide as well as oxygen. The third structure is your guard cells. Third structure is your guard cells. So guard cells are the structures which are present beside your stomata. If stomata is present here, so here are your guard cells. So guard cells are the structures present beside your stomata. It helps in opening and closing of the stomata. So whenever there is the absorption of the carbon dioxide takes place, there is opening of the stomata. Whenever the process of photosynthesis do not occurs, there is closing of the stomata. So the third structure is your guard cells. So these three are the structures which helps in the process of photosynthesis. The first one is chloroplast. Chloroplast are the structures which helps in trapping the sunlight or the energy. So this chloroplast consists of the pigment, we call it as chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is the pigment which gives green color to your plants. First one. Second one, stomata. Stomata are the structures, they are the small pores-like structures which are present underneath of your leaves. So these pores are the structures which help in exchange of the gases. So which are the gases going to be exchanged? So carbon dioxide as well as oxygen. So carbon dioxide and oxygen. Third one, guard cells. So guard cells are the structures present beside your stomata. So these guard cells, they help in closing and opening of your stomata. You are clear with this? So let us see it in diagrammatically. So whatever the water we are pouring, it is absorbed by the green plant. It travels upward because of the suction pull. With the help of xylem and phloem vessels, the transportation of water and mineral salt takes place with the help of the sunlight and with the help of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, water and sunlight, the plant, they start preparing their own food and the oxygen is liberated to the atmosphere. So there is a balance between carbon dioxide and oxygen because of the role of plants. Plants, they absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen to the atmosphere. If we start cutting the plants, so there is no absorber of carbon dioxide, such that if plants are not there, carbon dioxide level increases in the atmosphere and oxygen level will not be there. So if green plants prepare their food, then only we will get oxygen. If they do not prepare or if the plants are not there, if we cut the trees and the plants, there is increasing of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, such that if carbon dioxide level increases, global warming occurs. That is nothing but the temperature of the earth goes on increasing and we will not get oxygen to breathe, and the plants and the organisms and the living organisms, animals or the aquatic animal, they start losing their life. So this is all about the photosynthesis, the chemical equation, the structures which are needed to carry out the photosynthesis. So in this class we have studied the nutrition, what is nutrition, the definition of nutrition, and the two modes of nutrition, that is autotrophic mode and heterotrophic mode, and we have seen in depth autotrophic nutrition. So definition of the autotropism, and the best example for autotrophic nutrition is your green plants, and we have seen how the process of photosynthesis takes place in the green plants. So let us, so in the next video we will see the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Thank you.